Hey Omnibus collectors, it's Riley and Chewy, I guess. He wanted to be in the video. I've got a long overdue haul video here. I'm really sorry it took me a while to make this one. My wife and I went out of town on vacation in New Orleans, had a really great time. Some of y'all actually sent me messages of concern thinking that something happened to me because I wasn't posting anything for about a week. I really appreciate that, but I'm good. Anyway, we went out of town and then I wanted to wait for this little guy to come in. Hopefully it works well. I'm hoping that this little lavalier mic is going to help me to have a lot better quality sound in my videos. So anyway, without further ado, let's start this video. He's probably going to jump off of my lap in like a couple seconds, so I'm not too concerned. Anyway, so I've had like 4 packages come in the past few weeks. I'm just going to go through everything according to size. So we're going to start with my smallest book and then work up to like the Omnis. Starting with something I just got in the mail is Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. Part 1 is Phantom Blood. And this is the first volume. I don't know how many volumes. I know that in Japan, originally the first series, the first part was 5 volumes long. I don't know if it's going to be the same amount, but they're releasing them finally in America. And they're in these nice oversized hardcover volumes. So back like 8 to 10 years ago was when I first read Jojo, because they started publishing Stardust Crusaders, which is part 3 from Shonen Jump. And I bought all those volumes, read that as it was coming out in America, and I read Phantom Blood, and I think I read part of the second part as well. But I'm really happy to finally have it in the American version. It's one of my favorite manga, you know, part 3 at least was, of all time, so I'm really excited to own more of it and to read more of it, and not just from, you know, scanlations that are found all over the internet. And I know it's a lot more popular now because of the new anime series, but, you know, this was something, I still haven't watched that actually, I need to, but this was something that I really loved, you know, growing up in high school and stuff, so really happy to have that. Moving on, I've got Batman, Dark Knight, Dark City. This is a trade paperback collecting some issues of both Batman and Detective Comics that Peter Milligan did. I have not read any of this material yet. There was a small paperback thingy published a few years ago that collected some of the issues in this. So this is about twice that size. Pretty good looking book. I've been really excited about reading this. There's a lot of cool stuff by cool artists, Kieran Dwyer, Jim Aparo, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's one of those things where you never like hear something pronounced, you just read it a lot. Tom Mandrake and more. So there's a lot of really nice artwork in here, and I'm usually a fan of what Peter Milligan writes, so this should be a really good one. And I've heard good stuff about Dark Knight, Dark City. Moving on, I've got Ex Machina Volume 4 by Brian K. Vaughan. This is the penultimate volume of these new paperback releases. Still haven't gotten to reading it yet, but as soon as the 5th volume comes out, I'll try to organize a read-through of the entire 50-issue series. I have not been disappointed in anything from Brian K. Vaughan, so I know I'm going to dig that. Hellblazer Volume 10. This is subtitled In the Line of Fire, collecting part of Paul Jenkins' run with Sean Phillips on the art. This has issues 97 through 107, so they're officially past the 1/3 point of the 300 issue original series. So we're getting through, you know, Paul Jenkins' material is the stuff that was never collected before in any paperback or hardcover collections, so it's really fun and awesome to have that stuff finally collected here in these new editions. But one thing I'm wondering is how far are they going to go with these? Are they actually going to go through the whole thing? Is it going to take 30 volumes, or how long is it going to take from the fit everything into these? You know, is it going to take years from now? Because they've been publishing these for a few years now. I don't remember exactly when the first one came out, but it's been a little while. But I'm hoping that DC will maybe hurry that up, because I don't want to be 30 by the time that all this stuff is done coming out. But even if I am 30, I'll still be buying these volumes because they're really nice books, and I want to own all of Hellblazer. Moving on, next book is Volume 1 of the new printings of Gail Simone's Secret Six, subtitled Villains United, because this collects the original Villains United miniseries that tied into Infinite Crisis, which is where Gail Simone originally introduced the Secret Six team. It also collects the Villains United Infinite Crisis Special #1 one-shot and the initial Secret Six 6-issue miniseries. And Volume 2 is going to be coming out pretty soon. We have a solicitation for Volume 3, I believe, as well. Maybe not, I don't remember. But Volume 2 should be coming out pretty soon, and that's going to start the ongoing title. I think it has issues 1 through 14 of the 36-issue book. This is a really, really awesome series. My favorite work from Gail Simone, bar none. She just recently started the new series in the New 52. It's been pretty good thus far, but nothing beats the original stuff. Especially Volume 2 is going to be where it gets really good, where you're introduced to like having Bane on the team and stuff like that. But I really love this book. I wholly recommend it. I'm glad they're reprinting it in these new editions because it's been going out of print, so the material in that volume in particular is really hard for people to come by. So if you're a Gail Simone fan, or if you've ever been curious about Secret Six, I highly recommend picking it up now that it's available again. Then I've got a epic collection from Marvel. This is Iron Man. This is volume 13 with material from the Michelini and Layton, their second run. It's the Stark Wars is the subtitle for this one. It collects the material from the older trade paperbacks of Armor Wars and Prelude to Armor Wars. So just getting that whole thing in one place. So it's a pretty nice little deal. A lot of great stuff in here, a lot of great art and all that from a lot of various different artists. And this is one of the best. Armor Wars was one of the greatest Iron Man storylines, hands down. So I have to recommend that one. Then I've got one more paperback, is The Amazing Spider-Man Big Time Complete Collection Volume 3. This is the third of 4. This one collects issues 677 through 687, 679.1, Daredevil #8, and Ends of the Earth #1, and Avenging Spider-Man #8. So there's a pretty good amount of material in here from a lot of various artists, but mostly this is just a collection. This 4-volume collection for Big Time is just all of Dan Slott's material. So this is the 4th volume is gonna lead us straight into Superior Spider-Man. So if you have those oversized hardcovers, this is gonna lead right into that. Unfortunately, these are not oversized. It would have been nice if these were also oversized, and then we could have all of the Big Time and all of the Superior, and then hopefully something for the currently ongoing Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3 series by Dan Slott, but we weren't so lucky. Maybe Marvel will release some Omnibus later on, but as for now, this is the nicest collections you're going to get for Dan Slott's material. Nice meaning the thickest, most material per volume. And that one goes through the Ends of the Earth storyline is the main thing that's going on there. Next, I've got a hardcover standard sized, being the... I didn't grab something, but that's okay. Hardcover standard size being the Marvel Premiere Classic, X-Force, Cable, and the New Mutants. This is, of course, something that I'm going to add to my stack of books for my X-Men readathon, but this is going to be way later on, like something that I'm going to be reading probably like the end of this year or early next year. This is like towards the end of Louise Simonson's run on the New Mutants, where she introduces the character of Cable. We get Rob Liefeld on the artwork. You know, they introduce what basically becomes the X-Force. So this is kind of a prelude to X-Force, collecting issues 86 through 94 and annual #5. Issues 95 through 97 are collected in one of the big oversized hardcovers, and then after that, the X-Force is in... appears in their own series, and issues 98 through 100, as well as the first however many issues of X-Force Volume 1 are in the X-Force Omnibus. So yeah, this, I believe, is either going out of print or is out of print, but I was lucky because In Stock Trades happen to still have it in stock. I believe they still have it on there if you want it. It's a very nice looking volume, and you know, I know that it is Rob Liefeld stuff, but honestly, like, some of his earlier stuff is a lot nicer looking than some of his later stuff. And I don't think it's Rob Liefeld through the entire volume. I think there's some other artists in there. Yeah, Bob Hall. Anyway, but I'm sure, you know, it's going to be a fun book, and I'm glad to have it as part of my X-Men readathon. It's going to be a fun era to get to. The book that I forgot to grab off my shelf to talk about was Starman Omnibus Volume 6, the final book from DC's Omnibus collection of Starman. So I finally have that entire collection. I've been really wanting to get the whole thing for a while. Now I can sit down and read through the entire thing, the entire James Robinson run. That volume collects something through issues 81, 81 being the one-shot tie-in to Blackest Night that was released years after the series concluded. So really excited to finally have that entire series. It's a really nice addition to my collection, and I'm glad that I have it all because some of those volumes are very hard to find now. Anyway, moving on to some oversized hardcovers. First, I've got the 25th anniversary re-release deluxe edition of Batman Arkham Asylum. I had the one of the other like anniversary editions of the paperback. Very nice paperback, but they re-released it as an oversized hardcover, and y'all know me, I have to have the oversized hardcovers, especially because this is Grant Morrison, and I've got like all of his other Batman work on oversized hardcover. Gothic is coming out later this year on oversized hardcover, so I had to get it. And plus, Dave McKean's artwork just really looks fantastic on the oversized pages. So it's definitely something that like benefits from being in this format. Just like the previous paperback editions, this has not only the entire original graphic novel, but it has the script as well. So if you'd like to read the script, there's some extra material in there, some really interesting stuff. So there's a lot of good bonus material in here for fans of this story. They also released a 25th anniversary trade paperback edition, so it's a little bit cheaper. So if you didn't want to spend, you know, the price of that one, you can get that one for a little cheaper. Or if you don't like hardcovers. Next, another oversized hardcover. I've got Scalped, the Deluxe Edition Volume 1. This is one of my all-time favorite series, especially series from Vertigo. It's from one of my favorite authors, Jason Aaron. He's currently writing the amazing series for Image called Southern Bastards. He wrote a lot of my favorite stuff at Marvel from recent years. He did a really awesome run with Wolverine that led into Wolverine and the X-Men. He's currently just killing it on Thor. Thor God of Thunder was amazing, and now he's on the new Thor with the female Thor wielding the hammer, while the male Thor is deemed unworthy, and he wields his old axe called Jarnbjorn, and he goes by Odinson because he's not worthy of the name Thor. But anyway, Jason Aaron wrote this series with artist R.M. Wera several years ago. It ended a few years ago. It's going to be made into a TV series sometime soon. It's been described as basically the Sopranos, but like on an Indian reservation. It's just like it's a crime drama series on an Indian reservation about the character Dashiell Badhorse trying to get revenge on Lincoln Red Crow for the murder of his mother. Essentially, that's what it boils down to. It's a big crime series, a lot of awesome stuff, a lot of awesome material in there, and R.M. Wera is just a really fantastic artist. And just like any of the Vertigo Deluxe editions, this is an amazing looking book. It's beautiful. All the artwork always looks fantastic on the oversized pages, and I just can't wait to have the entire series on this oversized format. Cannot wait. This is just a fantastic looking volume. Totally recommend it. Moving on, I've got the Fantastic Four by Matt Fraction Omnibus. This collects his run on both Fantastic Four as seen on the front and FF as seen on the back. Fantastic Four with artist Mark Bagley, and then FF by artist Mike Allred. Both were very good series. FF was much better, hands down much better than Fantastic Four was. It was a very, very original, very interesting series, more close in kin to what he was doing on Hawkeye, focusing on character rather than the whole superheroics. His FF stuff was more of the sci-fi, more typical of, or his Fantastic Four stuff. Fantastic Four was more typical of, you know, usual Fantastic Four stuff. So Mike Allred, his artwork in here really is just fantastic, and it's always an artist that I love seeing on the oversized pages. Bagley, or Bagley, however you want to say it, his artwork also looks really nice on these pages. I just got to get to some Allred stuff in here to show that off. The way that they collect it, because it was two different series that were coming out that kind of crossed over with each other, they have like one issue of Fantastic Four and then an issue of FF. So you read it and you get 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5, like that. Through to the end of the book where they have a crossover for the final issues. So you get to follow both series basically at the rate that they were published. So there's a lot of fantastic looking stuff in here by Mike Allred that I really love. If you're a fan of Matt Fraction as a writer, you might want to check this one out. If you're a fan of the Fantastic Four, then you might want to check this one out. Really interesting book. I recommend it, especially because of his FF. If you like the characters that were involved, basically the Fantastic Four leaves Earth in what's supposed to be just a few minutes, but they leave for quite a while, and to go on their own little thing where Reed's trying to discover what's wrong with his their powers because they're degenerating, but he does it under the guise of taking the kids on a like field trip through space and time to learn about things. They replace themselves. Each member gets a replacement, and they choose She-Hulk, Medusa, Ant-Man, and Darla Deering, I believe her name is, who winds up becoming Miss Thing. So a lot of great characters in here. Anyway, I've talked about that one long enough. I might do a Omnibus of the Week for it eventually, and I'll talk about it a lot more. Now I've got Uncanny Avengers Omnibus by Rick Remender. This is the continuation of his Uncanny X-Force series, which you guys know that I absolutely adored. I also love Uncanny Avengers. It started out a little bit choppy, but once it got to the main feature, the Ragnarok Now, like Kang arc, oh my god, it was just fantastic. Great art all the way through. We get a lot of amazing artists in here. Starting at the beginning, we get John Cassidy, goes to Olivier Coipel. You guys know who I'm talking about. It's the French guy who did the Thor run with J. Michael Straczynski. Don't act like you don't know. Daniel Acuna, who did a lot of awesome work with him on Uncanny X-Force, I believe. Adam Kubert, Salvador LaRocca, Steve McNiven, and others. So there's a lot of fantastic art in here. Mainly it's Daniel Acuna throughout the book, and he has the bulk of it, and he has the best of it. I think there's a lot of just amazing work in here. The whole idea is that after Avengers vs. X-Men, they formed the Unity Squad, which is a team of both Avengers and X-Men characters that's supposed to be led by Havoc. And they get into a lot of crap. I'm definitely going to be doing an Omnibus of the Week video for this one, so check that out in the future. In the meantime, I'm going to have to move forward because I know that this video is getting pretty long, but I have a couple more books to cover really quickly. Both of them are Flash Omnibus by Geoff Johns. I've been putting off buying these for a while. There is 3 in the series. The third one, well, this is volumes 2 and 3. The first one is coming in the mail. It might actually be at the office right now, but I didn't check the mail today. This run is really, really freaking good. I've had it in paperback for a while. I wanted to upgrade to the hardcovers, so I decided to go ahead and do that. And these are really nice looking volumes. The binding is not great. You know, you can't, it closes on you, but it's honestly, I think it's worth the struggle to just read the amazing story and have that incredible artwork by Scott Collins at the beginning, and then other artists like Howard Porter and stuff throughout the series. This is starring Wally West, not Barry Allen. This is during the time that Barry Allen was still dead. So this is a little different, but in my opinion is leagues better than Geoff Johns material that he did with Barry Allen. So if you're a Flash fan, if you're enjoying the series right now that's on the CW, and you want to read some of the comics, this is the series that I've been recommending to people the most. The Flash by Geoff Johns, starring Wally West. Otherwise, check out the New 52 series that Francis Manapul did. That one's really good, with Brian Buccellato. Anyway, so yeah, the 2 Flash volumes, the 3rd one's going to be in the mail soon. I'm not going to make a video for that one because you guys already know that I got it. You already know what they look like. I'll probably make Omnibus of the Week videos for these in the future, but in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this massive, long overdue haul of a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of really awesome stuff coming out in the next couple of months. A lot of cool radar, a lot of cool Omnibus on my radar. The Kurt Busiek and George Perez Avengers Omnibus, the Wonder Woman by George Perez Omnibus, Powers Omnibus. So much cool stuff is coming out, and I cannot wait to grab it and talk about it and show you guys what I'm getting. So, you know, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out my page, www.theomnibuscollector.tumblr.com, where I'm answering all of your questions about whatever topics you want to talk about. Check out the Collected Comics Library.com, where I'm writing all my articles and stuff right now. Whenever new solicitations come out or anything important happens when it comes to collections, you can bet that I'll write an article about it over there. Plus, Chris has a really awesome calendar for release dates on there that I'm always checking up on, and I always recommend you guys to check up on that as well. Stay tuned for more videos and all that jazz. So subscribe to my channel so you can see them right when they come out. Again, thank you so much for watching. You guys are always awesome. Stay cool. I'll see you next time.